I don't really know if anyone can top this as far as a folio case for me. So I just got this brand new case for the iPad Pro from MOFT. And this is the Dynamic Folio for the iPad here. And that name just perfectly describes what this case is and how it works. So first, I just want to talk about the design and the build quality here of this case. And it is high end, very high quality. The outside here is this vegan leather material, the same as like their phone cases and stuff like that, if you ever use that, or some of their other accessories use that vegan leather, very soft to the touch. You can't go wrong with that Movass vegan leather feeling that they give. And it holds up and cleans way better than silicone, which is what Apple uses for their folio case, for some of their Magic Keyboard, and a lot of third-party companies use that for folio cases as well. So I think this is a higher quality material than that, although you do get silicone on the inside here, which if you see by a couple of the smudges that I have on it, it does get a little bit dirtier. That will happen, but not by much. It's still able to be cleaned and wiped off easily. It just might occasionally get some smudges on it, and that happens. You see there's some cutouts here in the case. Most of this is for some air cushioning, so it actually has pretty decent durability as well. It's not like it's meant to be this super rugged case, but it has some impact resistance, and that's nice to see on a case like this. It also has this attachment right here for an Apple Pencil holder, MOFT's own holder that they make. This is not included with the case, but it is something you can buy as well and add on if you keep your pencil here often. And to be honest, this is one of the best ways that I've seen anyone implement a pencil holder like this, because when you don't use your pencil, you just take it off and it's not in your way, and you don't get this awkward cutout in your case all the time, even when you're not using your pencil. And it's super minimal and sleek, so it's only holding just what you need it to hold. And now this Apple Pencil is not going anywhere, and it's not super easy to pull this out too. You have to kind of take the back cover off, then you can get this detached. And on the back of the case, you see this square cutout here that can lift up. This is a magnetic flap here. This is used to create some of the angles for this case because it has a lot. So we'll get to that. And then a very typical folio back here for the rest of it. And you do see this circular cutout, which also comes into play with some of the different shapes and folds that you can make out of this case. All these cutouts here and markings have purposes. It helps the user figure out where to connect certain points and how to create certain things, so you don't have to remember every single way of folding or doing things like that, which is very helpful. And back to the device protection for a moment. As you can see, it does protrude on all sides, this lip here. So when you're making impact on a surface, it's not directly hitting the iPad. Again, it's not completely covering your iPad Pro here. It could get scratched, it could get dented, but this is a little bit more protection than even something like a Magic Keyboard or an Apple Folio case does for your iPad here. And obviously, one of the design elements is this two-toned color design, which I think is pretty striking for sure. It's not necessary for me. I could have done without it. I could have had it be all one color and that wouldn't have been a problem. And maybe for some people, they won't like the two-tone design. I don't think it's bad by any means, and they have more color options than just what I picked here, but this was the more neutral and lighter tones, and I wanted that with my silver iPad Pro. I also just want to comment on the magnet quality. All the magnets on this case are really, really high end. So this snap that does the auto sleep and auto wake of the iPad is perfect. It's not just going to randomly come open. You have to really get your fingers in there and open it up. Same with the back cover, really solid magnets, clearly designed for this iPad. The cutout on the camera fits this iPad perfectly. You're not getting any cheaping out with this company here. This is a purpose-made case for the 11-inch M4 iPad Pro. And then the magnets that attach to other portions of itself, again, very satisfying magnetic snaps. and very high quality magnet connections. All right, so let's get right into the main part of this case, which is how dynamic the dynamic folio actually is. And there's a lot of different angles you can do, but I'm going to show you how you can use the markings on the case to easily get to all those different angles. So first, as you can see, there's 2 circle cutouts on the outer sides here. So let's line up those circles. So they're on the back here. Take this circle and just fold it in. This is now one of the angles of the iPad case. So you can have it sit up like this to do some viewing, or if you have a keyboard here, you could do some typing, all that kind of stuff there. But also you can flip it around the other way and have it much taller, kind of raised up somewhat. And again, this would be great with a keyboard here, typing away, or just viewing content. So 2 really nice angles there. Also, if you're working on something, got a keyboard here, and someone's like, hey, what are you working on? You can just be like, oh, this. And then you just flip it over the other way, show them what you're working on, collaborate a little bit, flip it back up, get back to work. Or if you just want to utilize this angle for yourself, you can certainly do that and get like this bit of a floating angle here. This I can see being pretty great if you're a little bit higher than the iPad. You want to be able to view it at a proper angle, all that kind of stuff. And again, would be great with the keyboard. But the magnets hold this iPad well. So if you want to take the Apple Pencil and start drawing, this is a test of the sturdiness of the dynamic folio case. Nothing bad about that right there. That works pretty flawlessly. It gets a little shaky at this angle, but it's kind of to be expected. But considering it's like a floating position, this is strong. And the Apple Pencil being attached does not affect any of these angles. Same with the Apple Pencil holder being attached. It still works just fine. All the positions that I'm showing here, even the lower ones like this pencil holder doesn't interfere at all. It still works well in this angle. Now, as you can see with the 2 lines, let's line those up. So if you line those up together and snap, now you get a completely different angle. So you can prop it up like this, or you can separate it out a little bit and have it sit downwards like that. And this is a great drawing angle right here. If I use the Apple Pencil with it on a table, this is definitely how I'm setting it up. And then they have a spot here that has a phone glyph, and that is meant for you to stick an iPhone or any kind of phone right there. It has magnets, so with the iPhone, it's great because you can use the MagSafe magnets built right in to just set your phone right there. It doesn't keep it perfectly, like if you shake it, the phone's gonna fall, but it helps it just rest there practically and comfortably. You can also do it while it's in this position as well. Nothing wrong with that, or even holding it with the phone there. But yeah, I would be a little cautious as to go swinging around your iPad case with your phone attached, but it does hold it there, which is nice. I don't even know if this is an official angle or not, but you could also totally do this where you just bend it back in this position and have it propped up like this. I mean, you can start to get a little creative with it outside of the norm of what they even say you can do with it. Very dynamic, very flexible. You can do a lot of different positions with this while it's still being so minimal and sleek. Also, just to show, it does go flush on the back if you want, just fold it behind. There's nothing wrong with that. Even with all these folds, that works just fine. I'm just going to remove the Apple Pencil and the Apple Pencil holder for the rest of this. Everything that I show here works with or without the Apple Pencil holder attached. So here's that square that I mentioned earlier that has a magnetic flap on it. What you can do is take this case and push it right up against it and then rest this magnetic flap on top of it. And this is another viewing angle that's almost straight up and down, which is a nice one to have. Another way is to view it this way in that angle. Works well too. A higher up drawing angle if you prefer. And then there's also a vertical angle if you do want to look at a long recipe or look at a big article and have it off to the side of your desk or anything like that. This works, and it works well. So that's the Dynamic Folio from MOFT. Really, really great case. I don't really know if anyone can top this as far as a folio case for me. This is definitely what I'm going to be using anytime I don't have my iPad in the Magic Keyboard. It's going to be in this. which is another benefit of a case like this, is because they're magnetic, it's easy to take them out of it and plop it right into a Magic Keyboard, and everything still works great. Also, if you do use the Apple Pencil with the Magic Keyboard, you know that it can fall off relatively easily, and you can solve that by taking this pencil holder and setting it on top, and then setting the iPad onto the Magic Keyboard, and it will stay. It won't like hold on for dear life. It doesn't hold quite as well as on MOFT's own case here, but it will stay, and it won't interfere with the Magic Keyboard working at all. And now this stylus will stay on there no matter what you do. You're not going to easily be able to smack it off. It's going to stay on your bag and everything like that, which that's huge. And it's a great compatibility between these two cases as well. Sorry if I'm gushing over this case a little bit. I am clearly a MOFT fan. I mean, I showed off that I have many of their accessories here. If you watched my MOFT video from CES, you'll know that I talked with their CEO, talked with some of their representatives there, and pointed out all the products they were showing that I already had. So clearly I'm a MOFT fan long before they reached out to me, and they actually sent me a couple products, including this case. So I was sent it, so there could be some bias there, but I'm telling you guys, this is the best case I have used for my M4 iPad Pro for sure. All the notes for this video was made with the iPad in this case, and this entire video will be edited by the iPad Pro in this case and this case alone. That's how much I loved using it. I want to do it for the entire process here, and I'm going to keep using it long after this video is made. Just today, they launched their Kickstarter on this product, so go check that out. It's going to be linked in the description down below. Get it while it's at a discount. You're not going to want to miss this thing. It is great. This case has many various ways that you can utilize it. So if you use your iPad in a dynamic way, this case is a dynamic case to adapt to your iPad usage. And I do like to use my iPad in all sorts of different ways, and this case will help me do that on a consistent basis. And if you also just want something that's super minimal but offers a bit more protection than Apple's Folio, and I think it's still like significantly less money than Apple's Folio, because Apple's Folio is almost $90. That's insane. This thing's still around the $50 mark, which is a pricier case, but less than Apple's, and really high quality material. In fact, I think it's more high quality than Apple's own case. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you like the M4 iPad Pro and you want a dynamic case for it, please go out and get it. You're not gonna be disappointed. I'm telling you, this is the best case I've used with it, hands down. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before the end of March. And that's quite the goal, I know. But the end of March is about when I started this channel last year. So I'm trying to get to 5,000 before my 1-year channel anniversary. So if you could help me do that, that would be amazing. And if you're curious about my setup at all, it's all gonna be linked in the description down below. If you like the shirt I'm wearing here, I have some hoodies and shirts that say Graf-X Tech on it. And if you have a Supernote Manta and you haven't seen my custom pen loop for it, check that out on my website as well. Also linked in the description down below. And as always, have a great rest of your day.